Hi, I'm Mike Fiffick from Fiffick Law Group, a law firm located here in Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. And I'm here to talk to you today about your car and it might be spying on you. Now, we live kind of in a big brother world where a lot of our daily activities are being tracked. And maybe our data even being shared with advertisers. We have our cell phones, which are connected to the internet, and they're tracking us. Maybe somebody is tracking your cell phone. Maybe you have that included on your phones for your kids so that you can know where they are at all times. But that's a device that is sharing our data and allowing us to be tracked. Same thing with your Alexa or Google or other home device. They're probably listening to the conversations that you have. And magically, the things that you're talking about show up in your internet feed because they're selling all that data to marketers. Even your internet browser is collecting data, attaching cookies to you so that they can sell that information to advertisers and show you things that they think that you're likely to buy. So, as if that isn't enough, we aren't being tracked enough. Your car may also be spying on you as well. So, a lot of us, if you've bought a car in the last 10 years or so, your car may have data collection devices in them. There's a black box in your car that tracks all kinds of usage data on your car. But if it's connected to the internet, or if you have some type of connected services with your manufacturer, you are allowing your data to be gathered and collected by the manufacturer. You're putting your information on the car. If you're using your car to make phone calls, or you're putting your contacts in your car so that you can make phone calls, you're putting all kinds of information into your car. That would include geolocation type information, such as where your home is, where you work, where your kids go to school, your doctors, maybe your parents, anywhere that you've been, your car knows it, and it may be providing that data to your manufacturer. Biometric information, such as voicemail or voice recognition, eye tracking information, camera recordings, those types of things, your car may be recording. Your driving behavior, whether you speed too often, whether you are slamming on the brakes too much, whether you're following too closely to the car in front of you, all of that information is being gathered most likely by your car. And your contacts, your phone numbers, people who've called you, people who you've called, all of that information, all the places that you've put into in your car, all that information is being stored. So it seems a little bit scary that your car can be spying on you, and this is something that many of us have if we have some type of a connected service with our manufacturer, car manufacturer. If you've bought it, that's probably a feature that the dealer shares with you, that they've got an app now that you can use to track the health of your car, or maybe the car does that on the display, that it gives you a health report. Maybe it sends it to you via email, but all of that information is being gathered by your phone. Some of the common connected services that are being offered out there: OnStar, Smart Driver, My Hyundai, My GMC, Ford Pass. If you've got one of these cars, you may in fact have one of these connected services, and it may have been turned on and you didn't even know about it. And within somewhere in all that fine print that you're asked to read, which nobody ever does, and click I accept, you're probably accepting something that's from your manufacturer that says, we're gathering your data and we are allowed to sell it to other companies and for them to use it. And so they're selling it for lots of different reasons. Most notably, they're selling it to basically data companies that then resell it out. And it's being sold to insurance companies. And insurance companies have your data and can use that to adjust your insurance rates. Or maybe if you're applying with them, they took a look at what kind of a driver you are, and either they don't want to give you insurance, or maybe they raise your insurance rates or quote you at a much higher rate. So this information can be used in lots of different ways that you might not understand. So, there's some good things about that, right? These connected services allow you to locate your car if it gets lost or stolen. It might allow you to remotely unlock your car if for some reason you have misplaced your keys or you need to unlock the car to let somebody else in your car. They offer connectivity for roadside assistance. Maybe there are some safe driving functions in there that you would like to have on the car because you're tracking your kids and what their driving habits are. Or maybe you've agreed to have a safe driving device installed in your car from your insurance company if they are offering you lower insurance rates. And studies actually show that when people know that their driving habits are being tracked, they do become safe drivers. So maybe it's something that you do want in the car for your kids so that they know that you are tracking their driving habits and what's going on, or somebody is anyway. It may make them more inclined to be a safe driver if they are know that they are being watched. But there's a dark side to all of this too. So if you value your privacy, this can be a huge invasion of your privacy. Just the thought that your car is tracking where you go, when you're there, what your driving habits are, all of your contacts, your phone numbers, all of that stuff, and potentially selling that to some data collector or other companies, that's a pretty scary proposition. Who knows what they're going to do with that information? What happens if there's a breach of their systems and now all your information is out there? It's pretty scary thought to wrap your mind around. Selling it to insurance companies, just the thought of having that increase your insurance rates, and it happens without you knowing. Maybe your insurance company says we're raising your rates this year, and you have no idea why. Well, it could be they bought your driving habit data off of your manufacturer, and they realize what a terrible driver you are, and they're going to raise your rates. So, or maybe you want to try to switch and you're not getting a quote from another insurance company, or they're quoting you a much higher rate. So it can have a dollars and cents impact on you as well. One of the scary things is that if you have one of these connected device accounts where you've got an app on your phone, somebody could be tracking where you are. And that can happen, be pretty scary in a couple of different situations. There was a recent New York Times article that detailed the story of a husband and wife. He was alleged to be abusive to her. She left him and she took the family car. And that car had a connected account. And but what she didn't realize is that her husband could use that connected account to see where she was at all times. And he started to stalk her using that account. And she tried to get that turned off with the manufacturer, and they wouldn't do it because the car was in his name. And so, because it wasn't in her name, she was unable to get that connectivity disengaged. How terribly invasive and scary that must have been for her, and totally frustrating that this lifeline to her work, this thing that's so important in her life, was being used by her allegedly abusive ex-husband to track her. So very scary. But that can also happen if you sell your car and you have one of those devices. If you don't do the things that are necessary in order to turn that off, right, to reset it, whoever it is that you uh, you sell your car to, or you buy it from somebody, just buy that car from somebody. If they have not turned that off, they're going to be able to track where you are. So this person who sold you the car is going to know where you are, where you live, where you work, where you're going. They might be able to unlock and lock your car or change the settings in your car through that app. Pretty scary situation. So that's something that maybe some of us don't think about. And all of this data that's out there, if it's stolen, somebody could try to use it for identity theft or other nefarious purposes. So it's all pretty scary. So if this bothers you, if you, if the whole idea of your car spying on you freaks you out, there are some things that you can do, some action that you can take. First and foremost, you can find out what data is being collected. There's a data hub called LexisNexis, and they are required to provide you with a report of the information that is being collected from your car, if it is in fact being collected and sold to that organization. And I'll provide a link to that you can make an online request. So, step one, find out what data is being collected. Might freak you out. So, I highly recommend that you do that. But secondly, if you don't want your data to be collected by your car, you have to go in, call the manufacturer, or look in your device settings in the car and try to turn the data collection off. You should be able to do that, to turn that data collection off with the manufacturer and with the car itself. So there are some steps that you can do that. So you can follow those instructions. There is also a couple of third-party apps out there, one of which is called Privacy for the number 4 cars.com, Privacy for Cars. It's a free app that you can use to wipe the data from your car, and it will do some other things for you as well to turn off those services with your manufacturer. So there are some third-party apps that can help you with this data collection problem. It may also help you with other internet-connected devices as well. So stop the data collection, wipe it from your car, and then finally, if you are selling your car or if you're buying a car that you believe had some type of connected service, you want to make sure that the old owner doesn't still have that app, that it all needs to be turned off, and you want to restore the car to the factory settings so that nobody is connected to your car, and you don't want to be connected to the car after you sell it as well. And you want to make sure that you clear all of the data out of the out of your car. So all the phone calls that you made or received from your car, all of the destinations that you put in for your nav, any settings that you put for home in your nav, places that you've been. You want to get all of that data wiped out of the system in your car, and there are ways that you can do that. So if you have any questions about this particular matter or you need some help with it, I've got attorneys here on staff that would be happy to answer any questions that you have. Feel free to give us a call or visit us at fificlaw.com. Thank you.